Hello boys and girls, and welcome to your fourth English lesson of the week. Can you remember what we did on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday so far? That's right, we innovated our story Handa's Surprise. So far we have innovated our opening, where Handa puts food in a bag. We've innovated the next part, the build-up and the problem where the animal steals the food out of the bag. And then we innovated the question that Handa says as she's walking along. Will a KO like the food? What happens next in our story? Can you remember? That's right! That silly goat bangs into the tree and fills Handa's basket full of tangerines. So in our story, we're going to change the goat to a different animal, and we're going to change the fruit that falls off the tree. First, have a think. What animal could we have instead of a goat? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so here are some ideas. I think it will have to be quite a strong animal if it's going to bang into the tree and knock the fruit out. So perhaps not something little like a mouse or a rabbit, maybe something a bit bigger. Perhaps a horse or a cow, maybe a bull or a donkey. If you've thought of a different animal, then that's okay. You can use your idea too. But if you're a bit stuck, choose one of mine. Okay, so now you've chosen your animal to bang into the tree, you now need to choose the fruit that's going to fall down off the tree. What different fruit could we have? A different one to Handa's surprise. Have a think. List as many as you can. Pause the video whilst you have a go. Okay, so here are some of the fruits that I thought of. I've got grapes, I've got plums, lemons, apples and mangoes. But if you thought of a different fruit, that's absolutely fine. It's your story. You can choose whichever fruit you like. If you're a bit stuck, then don't worry. Just choose one of mine. That's absolutely fine. Okay. So you'll be able to see from my picture that I chose to have a very silly donkey banging into a tree and plums falling down. In your work pack, you've got a sheet that looks like this. What I'd like you to do now is go and get it, draw on the animal of your choice and the fruit of your choice onto the tree. Pause the video whilst you complete this task and then restart it again, ready for the shared writing part of the lesson. Off you go. Okay, so you should now have completed the first part of your sheet. You should have drawn a picture of your animal and the fruit on your tree. We're now going to do some writing. Let's do my sentence first. I've got a picture of a donkey and plums in the tree. My sentence is going to be, a donkey ran into a tree and plums fell into the bag. A donkey ran into the tree and plums fell into the bag. Goodness me, that's a long sentence again, just like yesterday. So we're going to split it into two sections again, okay? The first part of my sentence is, a donkey ran into a tree. A donkey ran into a tree. Let's clap it. A donkey ran into a tree. A donkey ran into a tree. How many words? A donkey ran into a tree. A donkey ran into a tree. A donkey ran into a tree. 6 words. Okay, let's write it. Okay, so we're now ready to write the first part of our sentence. A donkey ran into a tree. A donkey ran into a tree. Let's clap it. A donkey ran into a tree. First word, a. It's the start of a sentence, so we need a capital letter. A. Next word, A donkey, donkey. Donkey. What sounds can you hear in donkey? Okay, we need a D to start with. Finger space, new word. D. Around the dinosaur's bottom, up his neck and down his foot. Donkey. D-o. All around the orange. Donkey. Down Nobby over his net. Donk. Down the kangaroo, a loop for his head and a kicking foot. Donk-e. Cut off the top, scoop up the egg. Down the horn, up the horn and under his neck. A donkey ran. Ran. R-a-n. 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 Finger space, new word, first sound, Down the robot, over his arm, a. Around the apple and down the leaf, Down Nobby and over his net. A donkey ran into. Into is one of our tricky words. Can you remember how to spell it? Into. It starts with an I. Down the insect's body and a dot for his head, into. Down Nobby, over his net, to. Down the tower, across the tower. See that I'm starting my T in between the top solid line and the top dotted line. It goes in between. Down the tower, across the tower, and all around the orange. A donkey ran into a tree. New word, finger space, around the apple and down the leaf. A donkey ran into a tree. Tree starts with a T. Remember, I start in between my top dotted line and my top solid line. I go down the tower, across the tower, down the robot and over his arm. Cut off the top, scoop out the egg. A donkey ran into a tree. Okay. Okay, so now we've written the first part of my sentence, a donkey ran into a tree. We're going to write the next part. Can you remember what it was? A donkey ran into a tree and plums fell into the bag. And plums fell into the bag. How many words is that? And plums fell into the bag. And plums fell into the bag. It's 6 words again. Are you ready to help me write it? So now we've written the first part of our sentence, it's time to write the second part. Let's read it first to check that we've got it right. A donkey ran into a tree. What comes next? That's right. And plums fell in the bag. 6 words. And plums fell in the bag. And is our first word. We need a finger space, but it's still the same sentence, so we don't need a full stop here and a capital letter. And around the apple and down the leaf, down Nobby over his net, and down around the dinosaur's bottom, up his neck and down his foot, and plums. Plums. What sounds can you hear in that word? Plums. The first sound is P. Down the pirate's plait and around his face. P-ooh. Down the long leg. P-ooh. Under the umbrella and down to a puddle. Plum. Down Maisie mountain. P-ooh. Plums. Slither down the snake. A donkey ran into a tree and plums fell. fell. Down the flower and across for the leaf. Cut off the top, scoop out the egg. All. Down the long leg and down the long leg. Those two alls together to make that long all sound. All. And plums fell in the bag. In. Down the insect's body and a dot for his head. Down Nobby, over his net. In the. The is one of our tricky words again. Remember, it starts with that t, which is between the dotted line and the solid line. Down the tower, across the tower. The. Down the horse's neck and over his back. Cut off the top and scoop out the egg. In the bag. B-a-g. B-a-g. 3 sounds starting with B. Down the laces and over the toe. B. A. Around the apple and down the leaf. G. Around the girl's face and down her hair. A donkey ran into a tree and plums fell in the bag. It's the end of my sentence now. What do I need? That's right, I need a full stop. A little dot, not a really big circle. A donkey ran into a tree and plums fell in the bag. Thank you for helping me write my sentence, boys and girls. Okay, boys and girls, it's now time for you to go and write your sentence. You're writing a sentence about the animal and the fruit that you drew earlier in the lesson. A ran into a tree and fell into the bag. That's your sentence. I can't wait to see the work you achieved today. Good luck. Bye.